lack of a sign-up bonus is a killer too. With a 1.5% card, you'll get $150-200 upfront. If you just want a free metal card, the WF Propel offers an excellent bonus and rewards rate. As someone from Finland, EU, all this sounds crazy to me. We don't have cashbacks or sign-up bonuses. Maybe they will waive the initial fee if you ask nicely. I would take a 1% cashback any day lol. In the US it is fairly dumb to use a debit card, because you have far less protection. If someone steals your card and charges it with a debit, you are out the money until the issue gets resolved. With a credit card they can reverse the charges right away. Especially in this subreddit, but still quite common, there isn't necessarily a debt culture. In the US, it's simply foolish to use a debit card. Lower rewards and direct access to your bank funds if compromised. Many use their credit card as a delayed debit card, paying the balance off in full every month, this having zero debt from it. The best way to use a credit card is to never spend more than you have available in your budget, and pay it off monthly. I use YNAB to ensure that I'm not overspending. Doesn't cost you anything, but you have much stronger consumer protections than if you used a debit card. Credit cards do not lead to debt unless they are misused. When you buy a car or house, how is the financing company to know whether you are trustworthy or not? Many people in this subreddit especially never actually carry a balance of debt. The cards are used for their benefits and paid off every month. There are also large purchases that come with 0% interest where it makes no sense to pay it off up front when you can make money off of the deal. Amazon Rewards is metal. 0 international trans fees. 5% back on Amazon and Whole Foods, 2% restaurants, gas stations and drugstores, and 1% back overall. WF Propel is actually a very solid card. $300 sign-up bonus, decent rewards, no international transaction fees, American Express flexing, and supported by a bank with some of the best online banking out there. You guys are getting cashbacks? Yes, very common in the USA. If you are good with your money and pay your credit cards off entirely each month, it can add up to quite a bit of free money. On the other hand, lots of people also get themselves into bad situations with credit cards too if they are not careful. Is cashback an American thing? Never have I heard of banks paying you back for using their cards. Yes, it's an American thing. But the banks don't pay the cashback. The credit companies do. They take a fee from merchants when paying with their card and then give back to the cardholder a slice of that fee as an incentive to keep using them. Everybody wins. I agree, we don't have any of that stuff in Europe. No cashback, no budgeting app integration, pretty much nothing. Not even all banks allow Apple Pay on their cards. You just get some lame reward program points if you're lucky. It's also in other countries, but the US rates are much better. In the UK with Amex you'll get around 1%. In Europe it's even worse. If Apple is going to bend me over the barrel of being further tied to their product lines, the least they can do is give me 5% back like Amazon. Amazon Prime card is metal too. I don't think I've found a better card for my needs than the Fidelity Signature card. 2% back on everything. Only thing is you have to put it into one of their robo-managed brokerage funds. You can burn your points on travel and crap like that, but if you're savings oriented, you can jam several $100 back a year into a managed fund. Also, you have to have Apple Wallet to effectively use it, meaning you're stuck to iPhone. A rather unusual limitation in the realm of credit cards. Completely intentional. Just another trick to keep their users locked into their ecosystem. Yes, it kind of locks you into their ecosystem, but to be fair, there's not much point in having it if you're not in their ecosystem. A lot of the value is the cashback, which you only really get if you use Apple Pay and if you're buying Apple products. And if you want to leave the Apple ecosystem, there's nothing to stop you from canceling the card or just not using it. So while I understand not wanting it, I don't really understand why people are so angry about it. As far as budgeting apps goes, you can use Clarity Money from Goldman Sachs. I think this was a deliberate move as GS is the underlying bank behind the card and they want to promote their own budgeting app. This falls in line with what Apple does too. Want to use Xcode? Start development using Apple products. Funny, I use it as my general Apple Pay card and it works super well for that purpose. I use a Citi Double Cash for physical card purchases. I went into it with reasonable expectations, I guess. I'm a fan of the security features of the card. Not sure why no one has mentioned this. I like that the card does not have a printed number or expiration date. If my information is exposed, I can instantly request a new card number in the app and continue using the same physical card. Also, I like that I get instant notifications for transactions and can even approve flagged transactions immediately within the app. Additionally, the spending tracking within the Apple Wallet is more than enough for me. I don't like Mint or any sites that aggregate all of my financial details. And here I am sitting in Germany with my 0.5% Amazon Prime cashback card. It's the most you can get here, Maui. What is so hype about an Apple credit card? It's just a regular credit card with the brand name on it. I like it as a tertiary card I use for very specific things, Apple Pay and Apple purchases. But I have better cards for other things. Having said that, the Wallet app is next generation ease of use. Way better than what the other guys are doing. I stopped using my Apple Card. The nice things I liked were the very clear and transparent, you get this much cash reward for this transaction because this one qualifies for 1%, 2%, etc. All my other cards just give some mysterious points in some bucket and I've no clue how many dollars it's worth or how much I got from each transaction without really digging. But like OP, not being able to integrate with YNAB or Personal Capital or any other platform is a big deal for me. I like being able to tracking all my spending and saving categories holistically, export to Excel, etc. The other thing I hate is the metal card. I don't carry a wallet, so my daily cards slide into the back of my phone case. And since the card is metal, this blocks wireless charging of the phone from working. So yeah, all things considered, there are some nice features, but I'm going back to my other card. The card is definitely cool to have, but my Amazon Prime card has better benefits by a substantial margin. Needless to say, I'll be paying off my Apple Card balance and will only use it when Apple Pay is available. Nothing about this post is surprising. It was all spelled out at launch. Stop acting like this was a big surprise and just do your research. Isn't this how Apple rolls? They always have proprietary products to go along with everything that doesn't match any competitors, even though it's the same technology. Why would they make a credit card that is like other credit cards? Authorized users, integration with budgeting tools, etc. All these things they made clear up front. Not sure why it took 3 months to realize them. Apple has said they're working on a website and allowing access from third-party tools like Mint and other tax software. Read an article that stated this card is more or less aimed at an audience with a low credit score. I've actually recommended the Apple Card to a few friends, college students, cause it's a pretty good starting point to build credit in their own name, especially for those whose parents can't or won't authorize a credit card for them. The 3-to-1 cashback is definitely not as good as other cards out there, but it does add up for someone who has less to spend, where every dollar and cent matters. Nice alternative to the typical college savings cards that don't really give you anything. Plus the analytics are cool if someone is learning to budget and track for the first time at it. Also, this card is cool cause there is zero foreign transaction fee. For a student who is abroad right now, this is a great plus. My friend was trying to tell me about how great it is because of its low interest rate, and I couldn't help but cringe a bit. I don't pay interest on my credit card purchases, so I literally don't even know my interest rate. I loved my Discover card, but they've been stripping back the perks for the past year or two now. Capital One had a good setup for a while. My primary bank is Chase, and their Chase Amazon card nets me a crap ton of cashback. 5% year-round on anything from Amazon. And most of my stuff comes from there anyways. The cashback alone pays for, many times over, the yearly Prime fee.